Hi there, my name is Sir Jovet. I'm Filipino and I've been teaching English for over 10 years now. I'm an online teacher here at CLC, Campus Language Center. So if you're working on your speaking skills and been dying to know how to master English fast and working on your pronunciation so you can sound like native, then this channel is for you. So this lesson is about the verb to be. Here, to be. But questions. So if you're learning English, it's important that you know how to use them correctly. So what are the to be verbs? So we have the am, is, and are. But in this video, we're going to focus more on how to use them in questions. So I have here a chart. So we have here the positive and we also have here the question. So the positive, we're going to start with the subjects. So we have here I. So if the subject is I, then you're going to use the verb am. And if the subject, like he, she, it, then you need to use is. Okay? And then, of course, if the subjects are we, you, and they, then you have to use the verb are. Now let's proceed to the question, the structure. So you have to start from the be verbs. So if the subject is I, then you have to use am. So it should be am, I. And then is he, is she, is it. There should be a question mark right there. And are we, are you, are they. So guys, don't be confused with to be and with is are. So teacher, what is to be and what is is are? So to be, or the verb be, is the base form. So just remember that to be is base form or the verb be, while is are the present simple tense form. Okay? So how do we use is, are in questions correctly? So which one you use depends mainly on the subject of the sentence. So for example, if the subject is I, then your verb should be am. Okay? So let's say I am late. This is a positive statement. Now, let's change this one into a question. So as I said earlier, you should start with the be verb. So what's the be verb here? So it's am. So here we should write am and start your sentence with a capital letter. And then it is followed by the subject. Am I late? So we have now a question. Am I late? So guys, we have here more examples. So is your mother at home? What is the subject of this question? The subject is your mother. Your mother is only one, so it's singular. So we have to use is. Not am, not are, but is. Is your mother at home? And then this is a question, so how do you answer that? So you should say, no, she's out. No, she's out. Okay, how about here? The next example is, are your parents at home? What is the subject in this question? Right, the subject is your parents. So what is the number of the subject? The number is plural. There is S here, parents. So we should use the be verb are. Are your parents at home? No, they're out. Okay, now let's have the last example. Is it cold in your room? Is it cold in your room? So what is the subject? Yes, the subject is it. So remember in our chart earlier, it is singular, so we should use is. Is it cold in your room? So remember, again, you should start with the be verb, and then the subject, and the rest of the sentence. Okay. So how do we answer that? Is it cold in your room? Yes, a little. We can also use the be verbs with the WH questions. So these are examples of WH questions. So we have where, what, who, how, and why. So we have here an example. First one, where is your mother? So what is the subject in this question? Yes, right. The subject is your mother. That is why we are using is. And we have now the question, where is your mother? So, what is the structure? You have to remember that you have to write first the WH question plus the be verb and then followed by the subject. And then don't forget the question mark. Again, WH question, the be verb, then subject, and then question mark. Where is your mother? Okay? Now, let's proceed. Let's have what? What color is your car? What is the subject in this question? Yes, right. The subject is your car. How many? What's the number of the subject? Only one, because car, not car. So we have to use the be verb is. Now let's check the structure. What is the structure? So we have here the WH question, or we can also call this one relative pronoun. And then there is an object, color. So plus object. And then don't forget the be verb. And then the subject. Then question mark. WH or the relative pronoun. Then we have the object. Color is the object. And then the be verb is, and then the subject is your car. Now, let's make another example using this structure. Relative pronoun, object, be verb, and subject. Okay, let's erase this one first and make a new example. So, let's use what again, of course. What? So let's use time. What time is your class? You see, we have made another example. What time is your class? So WH question or the relative pronoun what plus the object time followed by the be verb and then our subject, your class. Alright, now let's have our last example. So we have here the relative pronoun or WH question, how? How are your parents? So what is the subject in this question? The subject is your parents. So we have to use the be verb are because the subject is plural. Okay? How are your parents? How are your parents? Are they well? Very good. Thank you very much for listening and watching this video. So that's all for today for the to be verbs. is our questions. So I hope you've learned something from this discussion and this lesson for today. And don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and please hit the notification bell for you to get notified every time we have new videos. Bye!